Hi there, my name's Jo. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and today I want to talk to you about energy levels. Now, as a practitioner, I'm very often faced with people coming to see me with really low energy levels, feeling unmotivated, not really knowing what direction to take their life in because they haven't got that energy to preserve their goals in life. So today I want to talk to you about simple strategies that you could put in place to help you and your energy levels to see if you can regain control. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is blood sugar balance. What do I mean by that? So it's very easy, particularly in today's climate, to roller coaster on our blood sugar levels. Think about those simple sugars, your biscuits, your cakes, your sweets, your chocolate, but also think about those refined carbohydrates, your white breads, pastas, rice, potatoes. And certainly think about drinks such as alcohol, fizzy drinks. They send your blood sugar levels sky high, which creates a spike in your blood glucose levels, which sends the release of the hormone insulin, which crashes those blood glucose levels back down again. So whilst you might feel a bit high, maybe a bit wired at times, that high and wired suddenly comes crashing back down, and energy levels are back at their pit, back in a despair, meaning you've got two options: to keep the perpetuation of that roller coaster going, or to stay really low, unmotivated, just not managing to live life. So what can you do? Think about balancing your blood sugar levels by sticking to 3 meals a day, trying to avoid snacks in between so that you haven't got such a release of the hormones that create the roller coaster effect. And with each of those meals, making sure you've got a protein, whether that's a meat-based protein, chicken, fish, eggs, or a vegan protein such as nuts and seeds, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, to make sure there is protein with each of your meals. And limit the carbohydrate portion to no bigger than the palm of your hand. That's a good measure. You take that with you wherever you go. So that might help to stabilise those blood sugar levels, which might reduce that roller coaster effect. What's next? Let's talk about some key nutrients, particularly B vitamins and magnesium. They're both involved in energy production. Without those key nutrients, we're very unable to create cellular energy. And actually, it's very easy to deplete those minerals from our body, such as magnesium, which gets depleted when we're stressed. And then the B vitamins that have been very heavily involved in energy production are B1, B2, B3, B6, 9, and 12. Now let's take 12. 12 is very readily available from animal sources, such as meat, but very poorly available from plant sources, meaning vegetarians and vegans might already be low in B12. So it's something to bear in mind. So where do we get those nutrients from? Think whole grains, things like oats, brown rice, quinoa, buckwheat, from nuts and seeds, and from many of the green leafy vegetables. So by increasing these nutrients, you might have a bit more of those raw materials available to you. Might help from an energy point of view. And then another nutrient to bear in mind is iron. Women in particular, when they're menstruating, can have some lower levels of iron, particularly if they've got quite heavy periods. And that's something we should be looking into if you have got very heavy, painful, debilitating periods. But right now, think they could be depleting your iron stores. So where do we get iron from? So we get our heme iron from our meat, particularly our red meat. But we also get non-heme from like green vegetables, particularly spinach and kale. But we should squeeze some vitamin C, like some lemon juice, onto them to help the body to absorb it in. And it's very easy to get your iron levels tested from your GP, but you shouldn't just look at the availability of iron in your blood. You should also look at your iron storage levels. So do drop me an email and talk to me more about that if you're confused or if you haven't managed to get those numbers tested. Next, we need to think about stress. Now, there's a whole group of hormones involved in the stress cascade. First of all, we've got adrenaline, which is a very quick response to stress. It can leave us with a fast beating heart. Think of the child that runs out in front of your car and you slam your foot on the brake. That's adrenaline, and it makes you act really quickly, and it should subside pretty quickly too. And then we've got cortisol. Now, today in Western living, we rely very heavily on those stress hormones to just get us through the day. And actually what we're doing is we're burning way too many of those stress hormones, which is further depleting our energy reserves. So think about simple lifestyle strategies that you can put in place to help manage your stress response. I'm going to give you a few to get you started. Think about connecting with nature, putting your hands in the soil, walking barefoot around your garden. Think about petting an animal if you've got a cat or a dog. They give unconditional love and they never take anything in return. Maybe they do. I've got 2 dogs. I should reframe that. But you know what I mean. Think about instilling creativity. Get out your colouring in book. Get your knitting needles out. Whatever it was that you used to love or you've wanted to give a go to, now's the time to give that a go. Taking a bath, spending some time chilling out, quiet, listening to some relaxing music. They're all simple, free things that you can implement today. Finally, think about a really important vitamin that we get from the sun outside, vitamin D. Now, some of us are better at absorbing that through our skin than others. So it might be that you have been spending 20 minutes a day out in sunlight, but you've still got really low vitamin D levels. Again, you can talk to me about that in more detail. But as well, when we're outside, it does help with lots of positive endorphins being released. And it also helps with the production of serotonin, and serotonin helps with our happy hormones. So spend 20 minutes a day outside, engage with nature. If the sun's shining, roll up your sleeves, get a little bit of sun exposure on that skin, and let's see if we can raise that vitamin D level. Now, if you've put all of these things into place and you're like, Jo, my energy is still suboptimal, you need to come to me and you need to be looking at functional testing to find out why your energy is so low, because I do not accept that this is the norm. I do not accept that this is your life moving forward. There's always a why. There's always something that needs putting right, and I'm the person that can take you on that journey. So if you've genuinely tried those simple techniques and you're like, that isn't working for me, Jo, then you need functional medicine. You need functional testing, and you need to book in with me now. I hope those simple strategies were helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you again on one of my other clips, or popping into my clinic and saying hi. You take care.